NFL Network. We are at NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They've been treating us right. I'm Will Selva, ready to fill you in on all the moves happening around the league, and there's certainly a lot of them. But here to hang for another hour, my friends, my comrades, Judy Battista, Shaun O'Hara, and Kim Jones, and we're doing the special 4-box. We are the
Quad box. Come on, get it together.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Scott Hansen is twitching right now.
Jeez, I'm just trying to do my best.
Quad box. Let's go. Holler at your boy and ladies.
Well, let's begin with the GOAT here, shall we? He has agreed to join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and according to our NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, he'll make roughly $30 million a year, and we're still waiting on the deal for it to become official, but all signs point to Brady playing in Tampa next season. So where do the Patriots go from here? Well, inquiring minds want to know. So we bring in our insiders, Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, and Mike Garafolo. And Ian, what is the latest on Brady?
Well, he's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think there's really any surprise there. This is a deal that's basically been done for more than a day now, ever since Tuesday night, if I got my days correct. I don't even know what day today is, but I think that was Tuesday night. Anyway, Tom Brady's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going to make almost $30 million per year on a multi-year deal. But finishing out this deal, getting him to sign it, has been a little bit complicated, mainly because of the coronavirus and the way the NFL and the NFLPA have worked it out. Teams are not allowed to send a private plane to go get a player, bring him back and do a physical. They're not allowed to travel to him and do a physical that way. He's not allowed in the team facility. So the issue of how is Tom Brady going to get his physical is something that seems to be one of the issues, probably the only issue, holding up this deal, which is basically done, agreed to, and finalized, but Brady has not yet signed. And of course, he's not alone on this. This is why so many of these free agent deals are only agreed in principle rather than signed and officially announced.
Well, that's an excellent point to remind people. So we know about Brady's future. What's the future of the quarterback position in New England, Tom?
Well, we first have to talk about the guys on the roster, specifically Jarrett Stidham, 4th-round draft pick last year out of Auburn. Scouts regarded him coming out as a gifted natural passer, but the numbers weren't great in his final season with the Tigers, and there were questions just about how he would handle in terms of pocket presence when the rush was on him. How did he react? I asked somebody who's familiar with the Patriots thinking on this about Stidham the other day, is he ready? And the response I got was, nobody can say that for certain right now. He does have one advantage here in what is setting up as a very unusual offseason in which the NFL may not really have an off-season program in terms of OTAs, board work in the spring, all those things you normally do. Stidham at least knows the offense. He knows the terminology. That gives him a leg up on some of the other guys the Patriots could bring in. The other thing to keep in mind here, at this point with all the deals that have already been done, supply outweighs demand. In other words, there are not many teams right now looking for a veteran starting quarterback. So between Andy Dalton and Cam Newton and Jameis Winston, who's a free agent, the Patriots have options here and at least have the possibility, depending how honed in they are on one person, to kind of look at all the different options, figure out what's going to make the best sense economically and otherwise for their roster moving forward.
Which is why they're taking their time, and it's just like the Patriots, isn't it, to do the opposite of what everybody expected. Everybody thinks, okay, Tom Brady leaves, and now you've got to panic and scramble and make a move. Well, that's the worst thing that you can do in this situation because, like Tom said, there's really no need for a rush at this point, and if you do that, now you're taking away the leverage that you would have in potential trade negotiations, and it sounds like people have been pushing or trying to push quarterbacks on the Patriots because they feel like they're in a desperate spot here. So New England taking its time, letting it play out. There's really no rush because I don't know when our spring program is going to start anyway with the NFL. We don't know what the rules are going to be. Can you send somebody a playbook and maybe they can go over it virtually? There's not going to be these offseason workouts. Who knows if OTAs are going to be affected? This is all a process right now that is being written as we're going through it. So if New England takes its sweet time here, while everybody is wondering who the successor is going to be, that part would not surprise me.
Yes, we'll wait in suspense to see what they do, but we know that Bill Belichick already has a plan already in place. Gentlemen, as always, we appreciate it. And so right now the Patriots are looking at life without Tom Brady, and they have to figure out who is going to be now the starting quarterback. And as Jeezy just broke down, they could take their time as the rest of us throw out some names and potential fits there. And Judy, if you're looking at this quarterback situation, and we have been for the past now couple of days, what do you think the Patriots do next?
Well, one thing I'm certain of that they're not doing is Bill Belichick is not running around his office at Gillette Stadium with his hair on fire right now, right? He was certainly prepared for the possibility that Tom Brady was not going to be his quarterback going forward. There's no rush. There's no rush. The market has absolutely ground to a halt. There's a glut of veteran quarterbacks available. They don't have to rush. They don't play a game for almost 6 months. Who knows if there's going to be any kind of offseason work? They've got plenty of time to figure this out, to let it sort itself out. They don't have to make a move. I will go back to what Mike Giardi has been saying repeatedly over the last few weeks about Jarrett Stidham. They like him. They like what they've seen in practice. They think he's a good thrower of the ball. You have no idea how he's going to be in the heat of the moment. Can he win you a game on a 2-minute drill in an opposing stadium? There's no way to know that until he has to do it. So you're flying blind with him. But they've got plenty of time to figure this out.
Yeah, from what we've seen, it looks like he's got the mechanics, et cetera, but we just don't know enough about him. And, Kim, I know there's a lot of people that feel bad for the Patriots and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, especially everyone else in the AFC East, right?
Yes.
Where they're thinking, is this the year? Wait a minute, one of them's gone at least. You know, I think that when you look at the Patriots situation, and I'm no expert on their salary cap, but they don't have a lot of room to maneuver there. You do wonder if this becomes a young quarterback competition for Bill Belichick and very much a teaching year for Josh McDaniels. And I'm just throwing that out there, knowing that they don't necessarily have the money to spend right now to get a big quarterback. If they did, maybe they still would have the big quarterback in Tom Brady. So I do wonder if this becomes really unprecedented. We know in many ways this is unprecedented. This is the first time in a long time that the Patriots could have the quarterback with the least experience in their division. And
Shaun,
that certainly could happen. And if it does, it's going to be even more fascinating.
And, Shaun, you have thrown out the names. We've heard them. Andy Dalton, maybe Jameis Winston calls up Bill Belichick and says, hey, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to do whatever it is that you want. How would you approach this if you were in his shoes, or his hoodie, if you want to call it that?
Well, yeah, if we throw the hood up, I would do what Judy was talking about and just sit and wait on it. You know, I mean, there's no rush for anything. The Andy Dalton thing, I think if you look at the landscape, you know, that could make sense. But you wait for it, because the value for Andy Dalton, if the Bengals take Joe Burrow in 1 overall, now the value for Andy Dalton completely changes. As of right now, it's still, you know, you're not really sure, although we think they're going to go with Joe Burrow. So that could change. The value for Cam Newton is going to look totally different a month, 2 months from now. Same thing with Jameis Winston. So I could see them waiting for some of that to come down, but I also could see them, you know, drafting a quarterback later on. It may not be a first-round pick that they're going to use on a quarterback, but there are some other good quarterbacks coming out. Keep in mind, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick, so they have no problem trying to find some gems hidden in the rough.
Will, can I just add one thing?
Sure.
We have seen Bill Belichick shape-shift his team in the middle of a season, right? Last year, they were winning with defense and special teams. We've seen them do a running offense. Don't be surprised if we see him do that to start the season.
All right, and let's go back to our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport. And Ian, you have breaking news for us. What do you have?
We do have some breaking news. The Philadelphia Eagles have made a big-time splash in free agency. Sources say they have just completed a trade for former Lions star cornerback Darius Slay. Big play Slay is going to Philadelphia. My understanding is that he is going to get a new deal to make him among the highest-paid cornerbacks in the NFL. This deal, Darius Slay heading to the Philadelphia Eagles, has been in the works for months. These two sides talked intensely right up at the trade deadline. Were not able to get something done. As soon as free agency came about, the Eagles went back at it. They also had, the Lions did, some other teams interested. The Oakland Raiders had talks as well. But really, since late last night, this has all been about the Eagles and the Lions. And just minutes ago, sources say it is a done deal. The Eagles have landed Darius Slay.
All right, big play Slay now in Philadelphia. Ian Rappaport with the very latest, checking his phone. As he does, give us more information if you've got it, Ian. We are here to hear it, and we have plenty more show for you ahead. Of course, the QB situation in Chicago just got a whole